Okay. So in terms of today and what we're going to talk about, um, we're going to talk about some of the fiscal stimulus measures the government has released since the pandemic started. We're going to talk about unemployment, unemployment insurance, and unemployment benefits. The Social Security payroll tax deferral, what is it? And what does it mean for you and your paycheck? Financial tips during the pandemic. And then since tax season is around the corner, we'll give you just some resources for filing your taxes. In this presentation, it's going to cover civilian and military benefits and resources. It's not specific really to either one. Uh, but just to get things started, so last March, the first stimulus was enacted by the government, and basically what it did was provided $1,200 for every adult and $500 for every qualifying child under the age of 17. So there was a threshold. If your adjusted gross income is less than 75,000 in 2019, so they based it on your 2019 tax return, then you would have received $1,200. Now it's a scale that adjusts. So if you make more than 75,000, you'll still receive something, or you did receive something, up to I believe 95,000. So it gets gradually less as you make more money. So someone making 95,000, I think they only received just like 50 or $100. Now, if you're married and you're filing jointly, your adjusted gross income is less than $150,000, you received $2,400 as well. Now, this payment is not taxable. So that was the first stimulus. I think it was March 27th of 2020. The second stimulus happened in December, I believe December 27th. That provided $600 per adult and $600 per qualifying child under the age of 17. Single filers whose adjusted gross income was less than 75,000 and 75,000, and sorry, I keep omitting people, so I get distracted for a second. Apologize for that. Received $600. If you're married filing jointly, you received $1,200 if your adjusted gross income, joint adjusted gross income was less than 150K. And again, this adjusts, so that threshold, it adjusts, it's downward revised as you make more and more. If you're making over 100K, you probably didn't receive anything. The payment is not taxable. So President Biden, he is getting ready. Well, he proposed a third stimulus measure very recently, last week, and his proposal is to give $1,400 for each adult. So that's essentially another $1,400 on top of the $600 that you probably received late December, early January. And this one is a little better in terms of dependents, that they're not specifying that you have to have a dependent or child under the age of 17. And I believe you can have adult children living with you and you would still qualify for $1,400 for each qualifying dependent. So that's really interesting. And that's a lot more money if you have dependents. Now, again, like I said, this is just a proposal. It's got to pass Congress. Single filers who adjusted gross income is less than 75,000 receive 600. I'm sorry, that's a mistake there. I apologize for that. 1,400. And married, if you're making joint income is less than 150, then you're going to receive $2,800, and it's not taxable again. If you didn't get a payment and you think you should have, or you're wondering when your payment is coming, visit this website here on the IRS website, and that should give you information on where your payment is. Another thing, if you didn't receive a payment and you think you're entitled to one, don't worry, because when you file your taxes for 2020, there's going to be this recovery rebate, they're calling it, where you will claim that missing payment. And this is going to happen when you, like I said, when you file your 2020 tax return for last year. So you should have received an IRS notice called the 1444 or the 1444B, which shows your economic impact payment. and you're going to fill out a recovery rebate worksheet and claim that amount on your individual tax return, which is Form 1040. Now, any questions? This website is very useful. On the IRS website on the recovery rebate, there's an FAQ on there. It should be pretty self-explanatory. If you file your taxes through one of the software programs like TurboTax, it should be pretty intuitive, and it shouldn't be difficult to claim this recovery rebate. Any questions so far on anything I mentioned? Feel free to interrupt. Like I said, they'll just make this relaxed, informal presentation. And if you have a personal question that's specific to you, you can write it in the chat, or we can. All right, someone's saying to go back to the website. Okay. 1 second. Again, these slides will be available, but let me just go back for now. If you want to take a picture with your phone, you really want that payment, and
Yeah, Sergeant Dursa, Sergeant Cotter here. I'm gonna, just so the AES people know, I'm gonna send out the slides after this briefing.
okay, thank you very much, ma'am.
Yeah, of course.
So that's that website, and then missing payments, this website here. Okay. Unemployment assistance. What is unemployment insurance? Okay, unemployment insurance is an entitlement when you're laid off from work through no fault of your own. It's temporary income for eligible workers who lose their jobs. And typically, the standard payout is 26 weeks of regular benefits for unemployment. Due to the pandemic, Congress signed the CARES Act, Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Securities Act, on March 27th. And what that did was it expanded coverage. So more people qualified for unemployment. People like self-employed, independent contractors, like Uber drivers, they were now eligible for unemployment insurance. And what it also did was it expanded the duration to include 13 additional weeks of unemployment benefits, up to a maximum of 39 weeks. And the compensation was increased. So on top of the standard benefits, you received an additional $600 per week. That, however, expired on July 31st, 2020. However, Congress passed the Continued Assistance for Unemployed Workers Act on December 27, 2020. And again, the coverage expanded to more people. And on top of the 39 weeks, an additional 11 weeks of unemployment benefits were expanded. And the compensation was additional $300 per week on top of regular benefits. And just to be clear, that's not a total of 900 on top of the standard. It's instead of 600, you're getting additional 300 on top of the regular, whatever you usually get. That is expiring soon, though. It's expiring on March 14th. So President Biden is proposing to extend it through September. And that will include an additional 400 per week, which would be up from the right now, the 300 per week. Additional. So how does unemployment insurance work? First thing is to find out if you're eligible, and that you can do by visiting your state's unemployment program. And then that's the state where you work. So if you live in New Jersey and you work in New York City, we're going to visit the New York state. And that link is a little long and awkward. I apologize for that. But you would file for benefits on there and then claim your weekly benefits each week. So each week that you're unemployed, you have to go in, you have to update, you have to tell them, yes, I'm still unemployed, I'm still collecting. So that's something you have to do each week. And if you forget to do it, they're not going to pay you. The claims are also backdated from the date which you became unemployed, which is a good thing. So don't worry if you don't claim right away. The first payment is made typically 2 to 3 weeks from the time your claim is completed and processed. Now, most of us probably live in New Jersey, New York, or Pennsylvania. So these are some websites where you can estimate your unemployment payments. Feel free to share this information with your families, your friends. Uh, this is all available to them as well. Um, so you might know someone who's unemployed, and please share this information with them. If you want to take a picture now, or you can wait for the slides after. Okay. As it relates specifically to COVID-19 and some assistance, each state also has really, I don't know if you had a chance to visit, but really nice websites with so many resources uh, for you, available to you, given the pandemic, and special state programs, assistance programs. So again, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, depending on where you live, please visit these websites if you're curious about some of the services that your state provides. There are benefit tools as well. And specific to the military, there's a lot of veteran related COVID-19 assistance programs in each state. Here are additional programs through some of the services specific to the Air Force. The Air Force Association, AFA.org, has come out with the COVID-19 Airmen's Assistance Fund, and that offers up to $500 in emergency grants to airmen and their families for essentials like groceries, bill pay, medical needs. Also offering $1,000 in grants to first sergeants to support their efforts to maintain the morale and welfare of the enlisted members in their squadron, as well as up to $1,000 in grants to small businesses that support airmen, base operations, first responders, and medical community. The 2020 grants that window has already passed, but the 2021 grants are going to open very soon. The last I checked, it wasn't available, but I checked last week. So if you're interested, please visit afa.org/CAAF for more details and to apply. Air Force Aid Society has been around for a long time, and unfortunately, you have to be on Title 10 orders for most of the assistance that the Air Force Aid Society provides. Title 10 orders over 15 days. But they do provide no interest loans or grants through their standard assistance program and also through their Falcon loan program, just so you're aware of those. Additional assistance is available through the Red Cross, financial assistance for emergencies like travel, food, shelter, helping military families. Military One Source, .mil/financial legal. I'm sure you've heard of Military One Source, and I know we beat it a lot. We ingrain it in you a lot, but really it's a wonderful resource for us because they have certified financial counselors, tax consultants, debt consolidation, savings, investing, retirement, free. And if you're gonna, it saves so much money compared to going on the outside for these services. So check that out. Also, myairforcebenefits.us.af.mil. If you're not aware of that website, it's really wonderful, and it lists a lot of the federal and state benefits with fact sheets. Let me just check the chat, make sure no one asked the question. Any questions so far on anything we've covered? Okay, we'll keep rolling through. The Social Security payroll tax deferral. You might have heard of this. So what happened, give you a background, 2020 Social Security taxes were deferred to 2021, just so that we can each have a little bit more income given the financial situation that occurred due to the pandemic. And basically, the original plan was to collect, so they weren't going away forever, right? Deferred, they were postponed. The original plan was to collect these deferred taxes this year from January 1st to April 30th. However, the updated plan is to collect these taxes from January 1st to December 31st of 2021. So that's expanding it for the entire year to kind of make the impact less severe. So beginning in January, the normal 6.2% Social Security tax withholding resumed, and an additional deduction is being made for all of those deferred taxes that occurred in 2020. Reservists, they're going to collect 2% of net available taxes from each weekly, mid-month, and end-of-month pay period until it's repaid in full. And beginning January 2021, your MyPay LES should reflect the monthly collection amount. And a note, look for a note in the remarks section, which will show the remaining balance of deferred Social Security taxes. Any questions? Visit that website there. Someone said to go back to take a picture. Let me just go back for 1 second. All right, I'm just gonna go back to here. Take a picture. Again, these slides are gonna be available as well as the recorded presentation. Now, getting into some financial tips. It's great to have a budget. You know what you're spending, you know what income's coming in, you know what you're spending your money on, you know what your needs are and what your wants are. It's broken down. That way you can plan your spending and spending habits, and you can meet your short, medium, and long-term financial goals. Uh, and there's a lot of free budget resources online. Mint.com is a really useful one, where it will import your credit card statements, it will import your savings and checking accounts, and it'll put this together in a nice format so you can keep track of your budget. And emergency savings is really important because you never know when something comes up. You lose your job, God forbid, or a natural catastrophe, or something breaks your house, and uh, you need money, right? So it's good to keep an emergency savings of 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Set that aside and don't touch it. Maximize your investments. Your retirement through 401ks, IRAs, the military thrift savings plan offers the blended retirement system. As you know, was recently replaced the legacy system, and I encourage you to maximize your contributions up to that max. You put in 5%, the government will match 5%. A lot of civilian employers match their 401ks as well. It's really a good idea to at least put in what your company or the government will match, because that's free money, and um, it compounds over time. Um, it's really amazing. The rule of 72 is really interesting, where you divide 72 by your annual rate of return, and that's how long it takes to double your money. So if you're earning 10% per year on an investment, your money will double in 7 years. Just divide 72 by 10, and you put in $10,000 in 10 years, you'll have $20,000. Those brokerage accounts, like just outside of retirement. Consolidate and eliminate debt. That's the biggest thing. Debt is bad. It'll put a ding on your credit score, um, and you get into trouble. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at the chat and getting distracted. Apologize. So, if you have credit cards, pay off those balances in full. Don't keep a balance month to month. Don't pay the minimum, because compound interest works against you too, and it'll take you forever to pay off that debt. Um, we go through some of this in financial literacy with our first term airman financial readiness briefings. And everyone, even though you're not a first term airman, if you want to join us next Sunday and listen to that presentation, it gets into more of these subject matters, as well as Wellness 52. I think in June, we're going to do a financial literacy presentation as well. But just to give you a brief overview, right now, consolidate and eliminate your debt. If you have debt, you can take advantage of 0% interest balance transfer credit cards. PowerPay is a tool, debt reduction tool. It's available for free on this website. Look into that. Contact your creditors. Due to the pandemic, a lot of credit card companies are allowing you to defer payments. They're renegotiating interest rates. They're being, I guess you could say, generous for what they are. So it doesn't hurt to call and see what you can do. And then interest rates. are at record lows. So if you have a mortgage, think about refinancing. They're like at 2%, which is amazing. And if you don't have a mortgage, it might be a good time to look into a VA loan. If you've served 6 years or if you've deployed, you're eligible for the VA loan. That's no money down, that's no PMI, and interest rates are so low. So uh, look into that as well. Filing taxes. As I said, tax season's around the corner. So there's free services available to us. TurboTax offers a free version of its software program for enlisted military personnel. And all you have to do is enter your W-2 and verify your rank to get the discount. MilTax is another piece of software that is provided through Military One Source, and that's free. And it also comes with free tax consultants that are available for your specific questions 24/7. The volunteer income tax assistance program, that's available not just for military, but for everyone, I believe. And that's free tax advice, preparation, filing, other services. And to find a provider near you, you can visit the IRS website. Well, that actually wraps things up. And I tried to cover as much as I could, given what I thought you'd like to be interested in learning. And of course, we can always reconvene at a later time if there's other topics that you're interested in. Or, like I said, I'm here to answer your questions uh, at any time. And that's my contact information at Airman and Family Readiness. That's my personal cell and personal email as well. So I don't mind. Uh, any questions with anything we covered today, this morning? No. Okay, well, thank you. It was a really amazing turnout. I really appreciate everyone joining us today, and have a wonderful rest of the weekend, and be safe out there with the weather. Appreciate it. Take care, everyone.
Thanks so much, Santa Rosa.
You're welcome, man. Thank you. Oh,